Welcome back to Story Stash. I'm your host Duncan, and these are some of my stories I've written. Today I'm reading from my book Ghost Whisperer, and this is chapter 29. So let's get started. Chapter 29. Back home at Ellen's mansion, the SUV stopped in front of the main entrance. Ed and Ellen exited the vehicle and walked inside, holding hands. "I'm sorry we had to cut the dinner short," said Ed. "Don't worry about it. We missed the dessert. I can order something here, perhaps." "I'm fine. Perhaps some hot chocolate." "Agreed." In the family room, Ellen ordered hot chocolate. Ed sat on the comfy sofa. Soon Ellen sat beside him. "How did it go with emptying your apartment?" asked Ellen. "I have the essentials here. I boxed the other items, and there's the furniture." "Would you like to complete moving out before the end of the month? Would you like me to arrange a moving company to handle the remaining tasks? I can have everything moved to a storage room." "Okay, thank you. Just leave your key with me. I'll have my folks take care of it. They can also handle any other details." Ed took his keys and gave them to Ellen. "Once it's moved, I'll show you where the storage room is. I expect it'll take a day or two." Ed hugged Ellen. "I really appreciate all you're doing for me." "I'm doing it for me as much as for you." The hot chocolate arrived. Ellen poured 2 mugs. They sat together, sipping their chocolate in a state of bliss. The next morning, Ed awoke in the plush bedroom at Ellen's mansion. His life had changed. Ed lost his job. He'd moved into the mansion. It was a lot to absorb. Ed got up and showered and dressed. Then he left in search of Ellen. He discovered her in the family room working on her laptop. "Good morning, Ellen," he said. Ellen put her laptop aside and stood up and hugged Ed. "Hello, sleepyhead. Did you sleep well?" "Yes, thank you. We've an appointment with our attorney at 10 this morning. He has an update for us." "Oh, good. I'm feeling out of sorts, without a job to go to." "I expect that'll resolve itself soon. Do you want breakfast or just coffee?" "I think coffee is enough." Ellen released Ed from the hug and poured him a coffee from an insulated jug. "Here you go," she said, handing him a mug of the precious liquid. "Thank you, dear." They sat together on the sofa. "Ed, I was searching online for haunted places. Seattle has a lot of them, especially near the Pike Place Market. We could visit some of them," said Ellen. "While I don't have a job, and if it pleases you, sure. We can investigate some haunted places together." "Awesome." Ellen put her hand on his knee. She couldn't hug him and risk spilling his coffee. At 10 a.m. sharp, John Wright, Ellen's attorney, arrived. They met in the boardroom. The attorney took out a stack of documents from a large briefcase. "Per your instructions, I've set up a new company. I'll need you to sign the paperwork on this before we continue," he said. He passed documents for Ellen to sign with a pen. She signed them promptly and handed them back. Then he passed documents to Ed. He also signed them and gave them back to the attorney. "The new company is 90% owned by Morgan Industries and 10% by Ed Tanner. You are now directors of the company, with myself acting as secretary and corporate counsel." "Okay," said Ed. He wasn't entirely sure where this was heading. "I approached the liquidators on behalf of our new company and made an offer to purchase Disnotech assets. Specifically, we're buying the rights to the software products, the servers, and the customer lists." "Are we responsible for paying Disnotech employees their last paychecks?" asked Ed. "No, the liquidators will handle that." The attorney handed them another document to sign. Ellen signed it and passed it to Ed to sign. He signed it and handed it back to the attorney. "That was authorization for me to act on your behalf on the purchase of Disnotech assets. I'll inform you once I complete the transaction," he said. Ed, perhaps you can contact your former co-workers and get their contact information, said Ellen. Actually, once we have their servers, we should have access to the HR records. I'll pull a list of former employees. Where will we put the servers? Asked Ed. I've arranged some space in a server room belonging to another Morgan Industries company. Their IT staff will provide us with VPN access. Then we can work remotely. Correct. I have an appointment with the liquidators. I must bid you good day, said the attorney. He returned the signed documents to his briefcase and left the room. Wow, he's fast. I told you that's my best attorney, said Ellen. Yes. We don't have to rehire everybody. You'll need a sales team to contact all the former clients of Disneytech. I expect they'll be relieved to learn the product will continue. Understood. You'll need customer service and R&D staff. I'll provide the IT, accounting, and HR functions. Got it. I'll also provide a senior management team, so we won't be rehiring the former management. Understood? Once the senior management are in place, you can return to your software development role. You can work remotely from here. That's amazing. Ellen hugged Ed. It's what you wanted. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Let's have lunch, she said. After a delicious lunch, Ellen took Ed on a tour of the mansion. All this is available to you. There's a gymnasium, a heated indoor pool, and a sauna. There's a library stocked with lots of books, said Ellen. It's amazing. Now you're here, I get to share it all with you. Just then, 2 ghosts arrived. Ellen, we have company. Hello, Ed. You've met Arthur Pridgeon, said Connor. Hello, Mr. Pridgeon. Delightful house. You didn't get this on your salary, said Mr. Pridgeon with a chuckle. No, sir. This is Ellen Morgan, the owner of this estate. The ghost looked at Ellen, although she couldn't see or hear him. Welcome, Mr. Pridgeon, said Ellen. Can she see us? He asked. No, sir, but she knows I can see you. She trusts my ability. Very good. Any news of Disneytech? We created a new company and we're buying the assets of Disneytech. Then we'll rehire some staff and let the customers know we're back. That's something. If you have questions or you need any advice from me, I'll be glad to help. Thank you, sir. I'll keep that in mind. It's currently in the hands of the lawyers. Understood. Connor has been showing me around. I know where to find you, and I'll return to check in with you later. Please do that. I expect it'll be a few days before I have any more news, said Ed. Mr. Pridgeon nodded. The 2 ghosts left through the wall. Ed turned to Ellen. They're gone. Let's return to the family room and plan our next project. Back in the family room, Ellen ordered more coffee while Ed called his former co-worker. Blake, it's Ed. Ed, how are you doing? Did you find any work yet? Not quite. Can we talk now? Asked Ed. Sure. I've learned that another company is picking up the products and the customers of the former Disneytech. We might get a job with them soon. That's awesome. I haven't updated my resume yet, and it sucks to look for a job at my age. Do you have the contact info for any other former co-workers? If this starts up, it'll be good to hit the ground running. The new company might not hire everyone. Sure, I'll make a list. Can I tell anyone about this? Not yet. As soon as I know more, I'll call you. Okay, Ed, thanks. The call ended. Ellen sat beside Ed and handed him a coffee. Thank you. I just called Blake. Did it go okay? Yes, he's a keeper, and I expect he knows others. We'll need some salespeople too, said Ellen. As a developer, I didn't socialize with the salespeople. I'm sure John will have the employee list. Yes, so what is our next project? There's a bar near to Pike Place Market that claims to be haunted. They claim to have ghosts from the 1930s. We could go there today, she said. Okay, and if I find a ghost there? You can talk to them. We'll play it from there. Agreed. Ellen picked up her phone and called her security detail. About 5 minutes later, Ed and Ellen walked out hand in hand. Ed and Ellen rode in the back seat of the SUV. Within half an hour they pulled up outside a bar near Pike Place Market. One security guard stepped out and opened the door for them to exit the vehicle. "So this is it?" asked Ed. "Yes. Can you see any ghosts outside?" "No." "Okay, let's go inside." Ed and Ellen and the security guard walked inside the bar. A waitress escorted them to a table and took their drink order. The security guard had a soda while he was on duty. He kept scanning the other patrons for potential threats. "Okay, Ed, do your thing. Any ghosts inside?" asked Ellen. Ed looked around the room. "Nothing yet. Perhaps I should ask where they usually see the ghosts." "Sure." Ed stood and searched for the waitress. It was then he saw something. A ghost was hovering in a corner. Ed walked toward it. "Hello, my name's Ed," he said. The ghost looked directly at Ed. "You can see me?" "Yes, I came here to find you." "Why?" "I discovered I could see and hear ghosts. Now I help them." "I'm a ghost?" "I can't remember." "Oh yeah, you're a ghost, I can tell. So you don't remember your death?" "No." "This bar claims to have ghosts from the 1930s. Do you remember what the year was before you died?" asked Ed. I'm not from the 1930s. I remember watching television as a child. I can't be that old." "Right. Can you remember your name?" "Stephanie. My name is Stephanie." "Nice to meet you, Stephanie. I'm Ed." Ed made a brief bow from the waist. Stephanie grinned. "You're nice. And you're sure I'm dead?" "Try putting your hand through the wall, Stephanie," said Ed. "Okay." She pushed her hand into the wall and pulled it out. The wall remained solid. "Oh wow, I'm a ghost." "But you don't remember dying. Do you want me to help you? Perhaps we can figure out who you were and what happened." "I don't remember dying. I think I was coming downtown with friends. Past that, I remember nothing." "That's okay, Stephanie," said Ed. Suddenly, Ed felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned around to meet a large bartender. "What are you doing talking in the corner?" he asked. "I was talking with a ghost," said Ed. "What ghost?" Ed turned around, but Stephanie's ghost was gone. "She's gone," said Ed. "You saw a ghost there, right?" asked the bartender. "Yes." "Excellent. We've got several ghosts. They come and go around here. There's no telling when you'll see one." "I'd better return to my friends." "Okay. Tell all your friends about the ghosts." Ed returned to the table and sat beside Ellen. "You were gone for a while. Did you find anything?" asked Ellen. "Yes, dear. I met a female ghost named Stephanie." "Any details?" "She couldn't remember her death, but she died a lot more recent than the 1930s. She said she recalled watching television as a child." "Did you get a last name?" "No, she left when the bartender came over." "I can have a private investigator search missing women with Stephanie as their first name. Please." Suddenly music came on in the bar. Ed hadn't noticed the music before and had just treated it as background noise. This music was different. It sounded like an Irish folk song. Before he knew what was happening, Ed was on his feet dancing. "Ed, what are you doing?" asked Ellen. "I can't help it. My feet want to dance." "I didn't know you liked dancing." "It's not me. I can't stop." "Miss, it looks like an Irish jig," said the security guard. "Okay, we'll go." Ed started dancing when the music started. "Please, I don't want this dance." Ellen and her security guard walked to the exit, followed by Ed, who danced the whole way. Once they got outside and beyond the sound of the music, Ed stopped dancing. "Phew, that was weird," said Ed. "I bet it was your shoes," said Ellen. A side effect he failed to mention. We can test them back at home. I can play some Irish music and see what happens." "Okay." They got into the SUV and departed. The SUV returned to Ellen's mansion. Ed and Ellen walked inside together, headed for the family room. "I'll call my private investigator," said Ellen. "Okay, I'll order some coffee." Ed picked up the phone before he realized he didn't know who to call. "Hello?" came a voice. Ed hadn't dialed a number. "Yes, I'd like to order some coffee, please." "Certainly, sir. I'll bring it out to you in the family room." "Thank you." Ed put the phone down. A sense of satisfaction filled his heart, as he should know how to order coffee. He was a resident here now. Soon, a maid delivered a tray with the insulated jug of coffee and 2 mugs. "Did you want to test out your dancing shoes?" asked Ellen. "Later, perhaps." "Well, can you take them off?" Ed removed a shoe. "Yes, I can take them off." "So, we'll avoid Irish music and you should be okay. Keep the car radio turned off or you could have an accident." "Agreed." Ed poured coffee for Ellen and himself. They sat on the comfy sofa and sipped their coffee. "This is nice," she said. "Yes, nice doesn't do it justice. I've not felt so content until I met you." "Aw, that's sweet of you. I feel the same way." Ed held her hand and his coffee with his other hand. "I think I should ask Sarah to investigate that bar. We can't access all the rooms, but she can float around and freely search for clues." "Clues? Maybe Stephanie's remains are on the premises. Sarah could find them." "Right. Perhaps you can go find Sarah later." "Okay." Ellen leaned over and kissed Ed with a coffee-flavored kiss. Later, Ed drove his car to police headquarters. He parked in the underground parkade and walked out to the entrance. He didn't have to wait long before he saw a ghost floating above the building. Soon, the ghost descended to meet him. "Hello, Ed," said Sarah. "Hello, Sarah. I need your help on a case." "Oh, yes?" "I visited a bar that they claim to be haunted. There I met a female ghost called Stephanie. She couldn't remember how she died, and I think it was recent. I'd like you to visit the bar and investigate." "Sure, things are rather quiet lately. What's the address?" Ed shared the name and address of the bar. "Oh, I'm living at Ellen's place now, so if you have anything to report, you'll find me there," he said. "You finally figured it out?" "Huh? Figured out what?" "Nothing. I'll go check on this bar, and I'll see you later." Sarah ascended and flew off. Ed shrugged. He returned to his car and drove home. When Ed arrived at the family room, Ellen jumped up from the sofa and hugged him. "Welcome back." "Thank you." Ed hugged her. They stood there in an embrace. "Did you find Sarah?" "Yes, she's gone to investigate the bar. So until we hear from her or my private investigator, we're free. Care to try the pool with me?" "Sure, sounds like fun." "Go get your swimsuit. You can change at the pool or in your room and wear a robe. I'll see you there." She kissed on the cheek and they released. Ed left for his room. He found his swimsuit and took a towel from the bathroom. It had been ages since he last swam. Ed returned to the indoor pool. The air felt warm and humid inside, with a hint of chlorine. Ellen hadn't arrived yet, so he used a changing room to change out of his clothes. When he stepped out, Ellen was waiting beside the pool. She wore a stunning blue two-piece outfit. "Wow, you look amazing." Ellen posed for him. "Thank you, Ed. I've not worn this suit before." They entered the pool via steps at the shallow end. "I had the temperature set warmer. We can imagine we're swimming in the Caribbean," she said. "It's nice." Ed was torn between swimming and staring at Ellen. She grinned at him. Eventually, he dove under the surface and swam underwater for a distance. When he surfaced, she was still at the shallow end, so he swam back to her. Ellen was crouched in the water, so only her head was above the surface. "Do you like to swim much?" he asked. "I haven't used this pool before today. I only recently inherited all this, and there's so much demanding my attention." "Oh, okay. Is your business empire doing okay?" "Yes, I pay people to ensure it's okay. That gives me more time with you." "Really?" "Yes, silly. Once that company is running, I'd like you to only work part-time. We can get others to work there. I want more time for us." "Okay, whatever you want. I enjoy spending time with you." Ed moved closer to Ellen, intending to hold her. Suddenly, the water near them swirled and rose. It formed into the top half of a woman, fully naked and fully transparent. "Whoa," said Ellen. The creature opened its eyes and looked at them. Well, that's the end of chapter 29. Next episode we have chapter 30. Ed discovers a body hidden in the lake. Sarah visits the ghost in the bar. So, hope to see you then. Goodbye for now.